I guess that one of the biggest issues, and I noticed in reviewing Mr. Crockett's testimony that he was sensitive to the challenges that are going to go with this kind of a management arrangement. And so I spent some time going through the bill and trying to sort out what the foundation would be for determining who's in charge. And you could tell that from my earlier questions. So I'm looking at this bill and trying to figure out a simple thing to focus upon that would raise the issue. And the easy one is found on page 3 of the bill, where there's a discussion of access and who controls it. And so just to point out, by the way, I want it clear, I think the tribes are the key to getting into this land and taking care of it. So what I'm saying now is in the order of trying to make this thing actually work. And I can't think of anything that would destroy it more quickly than a belief by folks, hunters and others, that somehow this arrangement would prevent them from having access. This would not advance 1 inch if that were the case. So if drawing your attention to page 3 of the bill, I note that it says, as part of the agreement to treat federal forest land as Indian forest land, under paragraph 1, the secretary concerned and the tribe making the request shall. And then it says to the maximum extent practicable. Then it says, and this is the language that is a bit of a problem, I think, subject to any Indian Trust Asset Management Plan approved under Section 204 of the Indian Trust Asset Management and Demonstration Act. Well, I have it right here. I looked it up, and I was trying to figure out where the public would have something to say about what the contents of that agreement might be. This bill needs a lot of work. It's not as clearly crafted as it should be, and it's a draft, right? So the real question is, if folks, the public, don't have an opportunity to weigh in putting together the agreement that provides the exception to access, then we have a problem. So I'll start with you, Mr. Vandenberg. What is your thought when it comes to the access by the public to land being managed by the tribe under one of these agreements?
I completely agree. You know, that has to be addressed. ITARA does require that the public has, is informed and has the ability to comment. And I think what we would need to recognize is if we were to amend our ITAMP, Indian Trust Asset Management Plan, to include the federal lands, the public changes. Instead of on reservation where it's a tribal public, now that public needs to be interpreted more broadly to include the general public. And those lands need to be managed for the public benefit as well, which means access, recreation, the things we all value.
I know in regard to how they have to be managed, if you go to page 9 of the bill, and a very inartfully crafted paragraph from lines 1 down to line 9, it says that, I think it's saying that the tribe shall be the sole authority for timber management activities on these lands. It's not written clearly enough to know whether that's what's meant, but is that your thought, that the tribe would be the, quote, sole authority for timber management activities on those lands?
That's how I read it. And I think we can do a better job as far as using modern techniques for marketing, ensuring competitive bids for the material that comes off of those restoration projects that will fund future work. We're positioned to be able to do that very effectively.
I believe you. The challenge is going to be making sure that all the neighbors, in all which we would hope would be large parcels of land, all of which need these management activities, are enthusiastic about the arrangement and not opposing it. And so the bill needs considerable clarification to make sure that these access issues are addressed. And I've been working on this, obviously, down in my part of the state of Oregon, where there are no trees, when it comes to access to huge millions of acres of rangeland, and access is everything to everybody. So with that, I'm happy for your efforts here, and look forward to working with you to help clear it up. With that, I yield back.
Gentleman.